The starting lineup for the visiting Orlando Magic. At the other forward position.
Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. The fans here in New Orleans ready to cheer on their Pelicans in this interconference matchup. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando. A year ago, they each gained a victory at home, but couldn't secure a win on the road.
And going back a season ago, it was a win for both sides in their two meetings.
And even though one side played postseason basketball and the other stayed at home, you wouldn't have known it in their matchups.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. Harris and Gordon, the athletic forward pair. Payton and Oladipo, the explosive backcourt pair. And it's Vucevic in at the 5 down low. Now here's Gordon, following the miss by Anthony Davis. And for Aaron Gordon, so much fanfare entering the 2014 draft, selected 4th overall, which was actually a couple of slots higher, I think, Greg, than many experts thought.
I agree, and you know, a lot of people obviously liked him, but Orlando clearly loved him and had very high hopes for this young man. And of course, the injured foot, only 11 games a season ago, and never really got back on track.
6 on the shot clock. Here's Oladipo, and he gets it to go from the corner. Oladipo's got his second basket of the game. Oladipo's gotten 2 of his 3 shots to go tonight. Evans dishes to Asher. Gordon the pass to Davis. Poked loose. That doesn't go either for Davis.
And, you know, getting back to Aaron Gordon, his defense is really what had scouts most excited. He has the rare combination of strength, lateral quickness, and ups to defend multiple positions.
The fadeaway, good.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Gordon goes in, pass to Evans. New Orleans moving it around. Pondexter with it. Harris is there. Pondexter kicks to Asher. Here's Evans. And the Pelicans miss again.
And talking about Aaron Gordon, everyone knew coming in that he was kind of unrefined. You're betting on his upside and hoping that he develops a consistent shot. And boy, if he does, you're talking about a guy who could become a perennial all-star.
The Pelicans call timeout.
That first time out of the game called for New Orleans. New Orleans making some changes here. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Asher. Holiday comes in for Eric Gordon. And it's Norris Cole in for Quincy Pondexter. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Smith checked in for Aaron Gordon. Hezonja comes in for Harris. Evan Fournier's checked in for Oladipo. Davis, another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Magic leading by 8. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul into the Magic. Dwayne Dedmon.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Substitution for your
9 seconds left in the first quarter.
Ryan Anderson.
Over to the wing. Pulls it up. Releases from the wing and drills it.
And now that the seal is broken, maybe their shooting will start to improve.
Yeah, I don't think they really wanted to have as cold a start as they did, but maybe that'll break.
And one of the rising stars in the NBA is Anthony Davis. His offensive.
A lot of face-up, like he do the one dude pull up.
Well, I'll tell you, you could be here an awfully long time if we're going to list all the different moves Anthony Davis can hurt you with.
Yeah, the brow definitely has the full toolkit available to him, and I say that affectionately. Tools a lot of guys don't learn to use until much later in their careers, Kevin.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And when you consider how the Magic are doing, what do you think?
They seem to be a step slower, and that's one reason why they've been able to own the rebounding edge.
Well, the anticipation's been better. As the ball hits the rim, it's gone right to them. Solid job of them chasing it down and anticipating.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for New Orleans right now, Anderson is out there with Cunningham. Then it's Holiday. Then it's Alexis Ajinça. And it's Cole in at the point guard position. Omer Asik, he's checked in for New Orleans. Gordon comes in for Drew Holiday. Gordon for three. And he gets it to go. Gordon's got his first 3 points of the game.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
The Orlando Magic didn't make the playoffs last year for the third consecutive season, Greg. They knew it wasn't a realistic goal for them.
Yeah, and last season wasn't really about making the postseason, Kevin, for this group. It seemed that will have to be the goal, as patience will wear thin within that fan base.
Anthony Davis, he's checked in for Anderson. Then for the Magic, Vucevic checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Gordon comes in for Hezonja. And it's Victor Oladipo in for Fournier. There's a screen. Watson dishes to Vucevic. That's a miss. He's made one and missed one. Guys, a potent offense right now.
Yeah, Kevin, really the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
You know what, guys, and they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
Watson for three. Can't get it to go. Now New Orleans will take it the other way.
Well, it's been a while for the Magic in regards to the postseason. Another year of missing postseason play. This latest playoff drought comes after they made 6 straight trips to the playoffs from 2007 to 2012.
At the top of the key, Gordon. Wide open look. And he knocks down the jumper. Watson's got his first bucket in this one. Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
And overall, this Orlando franchise has been pretty consistent in making the playoffs. They've had 14 playoff trips since the inception of the franchise back in 1989. Given how hard it can be for expansion teams, you have to say that's a solid mark.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Luke Babbitt, he's checked in for Cunningham. And Tyreek Evans subbed in for Norris Cole. Payton passes to Oladipo. Vucevic setting the pick for Oladipo. Back to Payton. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
It's stolen by the drive by Gordon. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Evans kicks to Davis. The jump hook. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Davis has got 4 points in the quarter.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
And Tyreek Evans is going to pick up a foul. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. Substitution.
8 seconds left in the first half. Payton drives in. No luck.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but man, it's embarrassing.
And so it's a close game.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal, and it's been a tight matchup so far at Smoothie King Center. What did you think, Kenny, about what? And that'll wrap up our halftime show. The third quarter set to go moments.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. We've seen Eric Gordon really having a great game.
And what he gives his team, guys, is an edge. He just lights up an arena when he gets it going. And in that first half, young fella had it going.
Not just an edge, though, Greg. I think he gives them a confidence and a swagger they wouldn't otherwise have. And he's a special player to have around, no doubt about that.
Here's who Scott Skiles is starting the second half with. Oladipo and Harris are the wings. Gordon and Vucevic together in the post. And it's Payton in at the point guard.
And, guys, for most of his career, Ashik has been going back and forth as a starting center. Only started 2 games his first 2 years with the Bulls. Signed an offer sheet with the Rockets and started 82 games for them in his 3rd season.
On the wing, Harris. From 12 feet out. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Ashik's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Evans against Payton. Ashik up top. Gordon kicks to Pondexter. It's stolen by Harris. Payton outside. Pass to Vucevic. Uncovered. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
That's not how you want to kick off the second half with 3 straight misses.
Gordon with another miss.
And Scott Skiles has been around the league as a coach for a while now, coming home to where he played most of his career here in Orlando. And at times, he can be a demanding coach.
Payton dishes to Vucevic. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And, Greg, you're right. Skiles is what, we'd call a no-nonsense coach. Makes perfect sense when you think about the team that now Clarkie's going to go coach in Orlando.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he was great at developing players, and that's exactly why the Orlando Magic hired him. Plays with an edge, but he develops players quite nicely, too.
Holds him accountable, doesn't he?
Yep, well said.
Looking who's out there now for the Pelicans. Ryan Anderson. He's checked in for Ashik. Holiday comes in for Eric Gordon. And it's Norris Cole in for Quincy Pondexter. And again, no good by New Orleans. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Down low. Here's Vucevic. Pelicans with the rebound. And here we go. Fast break. Evans has got it. Up it goes, and the Magic lead is cut to just 1 in the basket from Drew Holiday.
He didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Here's Fournier, guarded by Holiday. Vucevic, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. For Orlando, they have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this one. And he makes the first. So for the Pelicans, Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Davis, and it's Cunningham in for Tyreke Evans. And both free throws good for Vucevic. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Vucevic with the block. Here's Fournier. Smith on the wing. Now, here's Watson. Here's Vucevic. That's good, and the assist goes to Watson. That's 7 points for Vucevic.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create.
Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the 4th quarter. A terrific game so far. Pelicans trail by 5. Holiday at the 1 with Gordon at the 2. Alexis Ajinça is out there with Cunningham, and it's Babbitt in at the 3 slot. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Here's Ajinça. It's hauled in by Harris. The Magic shooting the ball at 42%. Payton kicks to Harris. Oladipo against Gordon. Here's Dedmon. Soft touch off the glass. Dedmon's got the 4th quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Orlando. Holiday kicks to Gordon. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by the Magic. And the jam by Ajinça.
And guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, his reputation. Clark grinding away 100% effort all the time.
And Kevin, all that effort pays off. How many of those spectacular putback jams do we see from this guy? A bunch.
Yeah, just frustrated by their lack of production offensively, and I can't blame them. I mean, they're getting the looks, but the shots just aren't falling.
Yeah, and the slump that they're having shooting the ball can take its toll on you if you're not mentally strong. So I like this timeout here to try to get those guys reset and refocus.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Guys, over that last break, I listened in on Alvin Gentry's huddle. He told them to stick with what's worked to this point, saying, listen, they're giving us all the space we need inside. Let's take advantage of it. Keep working the ball inside the paint.
Thanks, Doris. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Offensive rebound, Oladipo. Evans with some nice D.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, beautiful play on the interior. They're just using the height advantage to lay the ball up and in when they really needed that basket.
Channing Fries checked in for Dwayne Dedman. In a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Magic.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
Pelicans fans, we have passion, we have purpose, and we got pride. Now get up.
1:43 left in the fourth quarter. And Oladipo, here we go. Evans with the rebound.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take it there.
A nice shot by Pondexter.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we can see right there why he does. He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and, Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for New Orleans, Anthony Davis.
First free throw is good, and that ties the game up. Vucevic checked in for Orlando. And so making both free throws, that'll give them the lead here.
He is absolutely the guy you want at the line in that situation. It just shows you how much he loves these moments.
Knocked away. Stolen by Ashik. And New Orleans pushing it up now. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
What a bucket at one of the more crucial moments of the game.
How about the cool, collected way in which he delivered it? Clutch.
Here's Davis. Sinks it.
No question about it. The touch is with Anthony Davis.
It's stolen by Davis. The Pelicans, another fast break opportunity here. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. Payton against Evans. Pondexter, the pass to Ashik. No good. And Orlando will come the other way.
A three-pointer would be huge right now.
Boy, a chance to tie it up with the game on the line. This is what we live for. I want to see what happens right here.
And stolen by Gordon. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
Gets the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
That ought to do it. I think any chance for a miracle comeback just went out the window with those freebies.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're down by 5. 5 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
And look, this one's out of reach. I don't know what they're thinking with this timeout.
Neither do I. I mean, maybe they're going over their plans for after the game. Who knows? But let's just get out of it.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. So it's a narrow victory for New Orleans, pulling it out for a double. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
Tremendous work.
Congratulations, Anthony. You're so composed, but this has got to be a great win for this team and something to be excited about.
It is exciting. That was a big win for us. That was a big win, especially down early. In the first half, we came out with a lot of energy second half and fought back and got the win.
It took some toughness, but you did it. Anthony, thank you. Guys?
All right, Doris, thank you. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And as the fans file out of the building, now time to head over to Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan player of the game, Eric Gordon. What'd you think, Kenny?
He put on such a well-rounded display offensively. He knew exactly what he wanted to do to break down the defense. Even when they made adjustments, I can handle it. I'll step aside, do something different.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show. But not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.
Can't be sleeping, keep on waking without the woman next to me. Guilt is burning, inside I'm hurting. This ain't a feeling I can keep, so blame it on the night. Don't blame it on me, don't blame it on me. Blame it on the night. Don't blame it on me, don't blame it on me. Blame it on the night. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. So blame it on the night. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. Can't you see it I got to say, I'm sorry. Oh, I promise. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. I don't think you wanna get rich. You don't really want it. You ain't really trying to get rich. Nah, you don't really want it. Now you don't want that late night gas with no break, like crash in the daylight. I see it in your face. You don't want that blood, sweat, tears in a bunk bed. Peers know they upset. That Lambo in your gate. Nah, you can't take a loss like that. Off that. Wasn't really forced to shop at Ross like that. Don't know how it feel to can't afford like that. Off deck. Right back, had to get it out the mud. We took. Now they tell me do it for the love. Gotta do it just because. Got this ballin' in my blood. Think I came this far to shoot dubs. I don't think you try to get rich. You don't want it. You ain't really trying to get rich. You don't want it. I don't think you want. Now you ain't got what it take to do it like me. Get your head up in the game or you can sightsee. Waiting for a handout, this ain't that right league. Spend so much time out here ballin', it's my wifey. These are what I live, I breathe, I sleep, my dreams are lavish. Went from check to check to check the balance. I press, I bet you flop, you all theatric. I'm mostly savage, gambling, take advantage. I'm here to ball while you call off work. When that top jump back, what I call off vert. Before I hit my context, check my call off first. See if I can make a play to get it all off merge. Woo! Let an animal loose. My separation off finesse, I'm just preparing to shoot. Or I can put you on some skates, breaking ankles and news, saying this is what they pay me to do. I don't think you try to get rich. You don't want it. You ain't really trying to get rich. You don't want it. I don't think you want. Get rich. I don't think you want. Get rich.
Siamo fragili, se tutti ci toccano, siamo fatti di sogni che non ci fanno dormire.
Io non dormo quando ti penso, io non dormo e basta e compenso. Io lo so che siamo uniti, se a capirsi basta il silenzio. Senza te sarai nel vuoto, mentre insieme siamo immortali. Baby, accelero la moto, chiudi gli occhi e spegni i fanali. Vedi, noi siamo la luce insieme, il male che produce il bene. La notte abbassa lo sguardo, che guardarci non gli conviene. Siamo il bianco e siamo il nero, siamo Dio che appare davvero. Siamo piccoli e perfetti, come il mondo visto dal cielo.
Siamo fragili, se tutti ci toccano, siamo fatti di sogni che non ci fanno dormire, cose che non si fanno.
Per te cammino sulle mine, per te passo questo confine, portando nel bagagliaio cose che non ti posso dire. La mia vita è un film come al cine, io te poli opposti al caline. Solo tu mi rilassi alla fine, solo tu mi rilasci endorfine. Non mi fido delle altre bambine, siamo unici tigri albine. Sotto il sole di mezzanotte io ti scriverò le mie rime. E la nostra vita è musica, quindi rappo sopra il tuo battito. E quanta gente ci giudica, nessuno coglie quest'attimo. Sognavo che ero innocente, ma poi mi sono svegliato e tu non c'eri per niente e restavo il tipo sbagliato.
Siamo fragili, se tutti ci toccano, siamo fatti di sogni che non ci fanno dormire, cose che non si possono dire. Insieme siamo l'inizio e la fine.
A piedi nudi come i gitani, contro il mondo con le mani, come se non ci fosse un domani. Ora siamo pronti a tutto, a cose che non possiamo dire, a sogni che non fanno dormire. Noi siamo l'inizio e la fine. Non devo guardare il cielo per capire da dove piove. Se mi cerchi sono già altrove, indirizzo nuvola 9. Io che ti ho coperta d'oro nei nostri giorni preziosi, ed ora piango sangue e gli dei sono tutti invidiosi.
Siamo fragili, se tutti ci toccano, siamo fatti di sogni che non ci fanno dormire, cose che non si possono dire. Insieme siamo l'inizio e la fine. Insieme siamo l'inizio e la fine. Do you recall not long ago when you would walk on the sidewalk? Innocent, remember, all we did was care for each other. But the night was warm, we were bold and young. All around, the wind blows, we would only hold on to let go. Focus, we need someone to lean on. Focus, all we need is somebody to lean on. Focus, we need someone to lean on. Focus, all we need is somebody to lean on. Do you recall not long ago when you would walk on the sidewalk? Innocent, remember, all we did.
I've seen it with my own eyes. I would get it otherwise without the luxury of leaving. The touch and feeling of free is untangible. Technically, it's something we got to believe in. Connect the cause and the facts, one foot in front of the next. This is the start of a journey. And my mind is already gone, and the fear of the unknown somehow just doesn't concern me. And you can stand right there if you want, but I'm going on.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Our game tonight featuring the New Orleans Pelicans as they go up against the Los Angeles Lakers. And for Los Angeles, after splitting their first 2 games of the season, tonight's game gives them a chance to get their record over the 500 mark and maybe get a little momentum on their side. And guys, we'll be watching Roy Hibbert tonight, arguably the league's premier rim protector. Kenny, his reach and length make it so difficult to try to get anything near the basket.
Yeah, even if the best finishers in the game, they talk about Roy Hibbert when they come in the lane. They have to pay attention to him. He concentrates on defense more than I.
Let's meet the visiting team, Los Angeles Lakers. At small forward, Nick Young. At the other forward position, Nick Young. At the small forward position, at 6'9" number 8, Luke Babbitt. At guard 6'4" from Indiana, number 10, Eric Gordon. At guard 6'4" from UCLA, number 11, Drew Holiday. Manning the middle, standing 6'11", number 0, Andre Drummond. And at forward, 6'10" from Kentucky, number 23, Anthony Davis. Your home team head coach is Alvin Gentry. Pelican fans, give it up for your New Orleans Pelicans!
We're coming at you from beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana, as the Pelicans prepare to take the court. Looking at the Lakers, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Hawks. They had a chance there right up to the end. They only lost by 3.
You know what? A lot of three-pointers, but for me, more so, it was the shot selection on those three-pointers. I just felt like they were just too trigger-happy from downtown.
You know, Greg, sometimes you're able to shoot your way out of a slump, but they just kept making things worse. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Russell is out there with Kobe. Then there's Nick Young. Then it's Brandon Bass. And it's Hibbert in at the center position.
And that's how you take the steal and turn it into a transition opportunity.
I think that's the perfect time to do it, Greg. I mean, those few seconds after the turnover, strike right away because the defense has no chance to get organized.
Shots good by Kobe.
And a lot of teams are looking for coaches that embrace analytics and look at data-driven approaches. Coach Scott is not one of those guys. He's an old-school coach who goes with his own perception.
Tries to keep it alive. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Outside, Davis. He feeds it to Drummond. Davis sets a screen. Gordon for 3. A rebound by the Lakers. And former coach of the year, Byron Scott, now with the Lakers. And as you said, Greg, he's not an analytics guy. And Clark, I think he's a guy that the eye test for him is huge.
Yeah, he feels a lot. Terrific communicator and storyteller. Great experience as a player and as a champion. And I think that all is evident in his coaching style.
Holiday gets the bucket.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Bryant drives in. And he gets it to go. Kobe's got his second bucket.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Pass to Babbitt. Using his post moves to get the 2 points.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter and just served him up.
Outside, Russell. Pass to Bass. All alone. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
I don't know. Maybe they're still working out the kinks on D because that clearly was a breakdown.
Some nice passing here by New Orleans. And Holiday kicks to Drummond. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Bryant up top. Goes up from the top of the key. Can't get it to go. Gordon with the defensive effort. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Gordon's got 5 now.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
And that does it for the first quarter. Pelicans lead by 7. From New Orleans, back in a moment. And speaking with Roy Hibbert before the game, he helped illuminate their defensive philosophy. When you have that sort of focus like Hibbert, that kind of confidence on display on a nightly basis, Greg, you are a game changer, and he does change games every night.
You know, and we saw his skill set and execution develop very rapidly over the course of just a couple years. He worked extremely hard to become the force he is on the interior in this game.
And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
You know, it's been about how solid they've been offensively here, really tuned in with one another.
Good ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard.
Davis and Ashik in the middle. Holiday at the 1 with Gordon at the 2. And it's Middleton in at the 3 spot. That's the Pelicans 5 as we get into the second quarter. Now here's Williams. Pulls it from the elbow. Tips it up. It's good on the putback. Black's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in.
Yeah, and that's what happens, though, when you do your work early in terms of getting the good position.
Gordon for 3. That doesn't go either for Gordon. And one feels bad for the way Julius Randle's career started. I was there that night. First hockey in the 2014 draft. Suited up for one game. Broke his right leg 14 minutes in. And the guy that comforted him the most, I recall very vividly, Kobe Bryant stayed with him the entire time when he was really in shock on the floor.
And he was. And unfortunately, for so many reasons, for one, he had really been progressing in the summer league. And the Lakers obviously had high hopes for him. And when he went down, that was the start of the rest of the ship kind of going down with him.
Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for New Orleans. Alexis Ajinça comes in for Anthony Davis. Robert Sacre, he's checked in for the Lakers. There's the pick. Shot off the pick. That one's good. The New Orleans lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Lou Williams.
And, you know, going back to Randle's rookie year, his troubles really started during medical checkups before the draft. They found a foot injury dating back to high school. The fifth metatarsal had been broken, which may be why he fell a few spots in the draft.
The Lakers with the ball. The Pelicans make their last shot. Outside Williams. 6 to shoot. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. Beyond the arc. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
And talking about Randle's rookie injuries, the Lakers were going to let him play through the foot But once he broke the leg, they did season-ending surgery on the foot as well. Hopefully, now he can just stay healthy and get to play the game he loves.
Now here's Williams following the shot by Drew Holiday. Here's Clarkson, stolen by Middleton. Outside Holiday. It's stolen by Randall. Now Clarkson. No good on that last second attempt there. And so we wrap up the first half. Pelicans ahead. They lead by 8. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the Halftime Show on 2K Sports. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's New Orleans in control. They have a solid 8-point lead. Your opinion, Shaq?
The bulk of their offense, Ernie, Kenny, it's come in the paint. See, it's just as good. It's hard-nosed basketball when you play in the post. Trust me, I know. You wouldn't know nothing about that, Kenny, little man.
And Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Lakers.
Well, right now, they're getting a little embarrassed on the defensive end. They got outshot in the first half. But that's because no one put their foot down on defense to stop it. So in the second half, they need to play much more disruptive defensively. They have to do whatever it takes.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And now the third quarter about to get going. One of the stories here, Drew Holiday getting it done today.
You know, we talk so often about making your teammates better, and his ability to see the floor and then make those passes on time in that first half was the key.
Boy, I tell you what, they say he's not a playmaker, but he certainly has fooled me with the way he's performing right now.
And on the floor for Byron Scott as we get into the second half. Brandon Bass is out there with Roy Hibbert. Then it's Russell. And there's Bryant. And it's Young in at the 3. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra. And, you know, for Brandon Bass, such a big asset to Boston last year, and they're pushed to make the playoffs, especially after the Celtics had traded away several key veterans. His toughness, his strong mid-range game, that all helped.
And going back to Brandon Bass, he was Boston's only enforcer down low once Sullinger went out with the broken foot. At that point, Greg, no one thought the Celtics would make the playoffs, but Bass helped push them in.
And last season, one of the most meaningful in Bass's career in terms of his contributions really counting toward the bottom line. A lifetime role player. The outcomes of many games last year were swayed by how well he performed.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gordon.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Lakers trail by 6. Russell dishes to Kobe. From the arc. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
And here is Los Angeles now.
1 for 5 on offense. A slow start here in the second half.
Kobe can't get that one to fall. Here's Drummond. Great tee that time from Hibbert.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Kobe goes in, and Davis sends it back. And he gets it back. Goes back up. Takes the 13-footer. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. And that's now 6 points for Kobe Bryant.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at him.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Ashik comes in for Drummond. And Middleton subbed in for Gordon.
And Anthony Davis, growing up in the rough south side of Chicago, because of the violence, his father didn't let him venture to the playground. Instead, he built a basketball court in the backyard. This young man has come a long way.
Now here's Davis following the shot by Roy Hibbert. Back to Davis. And stolen by Hibbert. Outside Bryant. The kick out to Young. Launches a three. Rebound by Drew Holiday. And Davis stayed around the game in grade school. He'd keep the clock, sell the tickets, even if someone said sell nachos.
Humble beginnings, partner. Humble beginnings. Didn't even dream of NBA stardom. Said he wanted to be a high school coach. Obviously, things have changed now.
Here's Black, following the basket by Chris Middleton. Kobe, that's good.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. From deep. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
Lakers ball.
Lakers trail by 3. Here's Young. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And he gets it to go. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Stolen by Clarkson. Cannot hit. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Luke Babbitt is out there with Aaron Baines. Then it's Alexis Ajinça. Then it's Holiday, and it's Middleton in at the shooting guard. That's the Pelicans 5. Now, here's Clarkson. Randall a screen on Holiday. Outside Williams. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. New Orleans in the lead. And here's Middleton. The rebound by Young.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Andre Drummond's checked in for the Pelicans. Davis comes in for Aaron Baines. And the Lakers also making a switch. Kobe's checked in for Nick Young.
Good game for Kobe. 9 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward to try to let him do a little more damage from beyond the arc.
New Orleans making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. And then for the Lakers, Hibbert comes in for Randall. And it's Russell in for Clarkson. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
And he's got such a smooth stroke, and it never changes, even in this kind of a high-pressure situation.
Holiday, the pass to Drummond. Inside, it's deflected. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Bass, a screen on Holiday. And it's Bass atop the key. Kobe, that's for 2. And good! He nails it. Kobe's got 4 points now in the quarter. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Los Angeles.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
They have, but you also can't overlook how well they defended the rim, as they challenged every shot and also gotten quite a few blocks as well.
Kevin, just enough presence to bother that three-point attempt there.
Yeah, but for a guy that shoots it as well as he does, I'd say that is an easy look.
Pelicans trail by 3. Gordon for 3, and it's sent back by Russell. We've got 1:13 left in the fourth quarter. Passes it to Bass. Dishes it to Williams. Carries it from three-point range.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're behind by 6. 1:04 left in the fourth quarter. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
I was able to listen in on what Alvin Gentry had to say to the team. He told his guys, listen, we've got to make the most of every opportunity right now. We can win this game, but it's all about making every single possession count. Guys, we'll see if they can come back.
Al Russell after Eric Gordon's three-pointer that didn't go. And that is good. And now an 8-point Los Angeles lead.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Left side, Davis. It's stolen by Bass. Nick Young on the wing. From the corner. Good, and the assist goes to Russell.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound.
And here's Gordon from outside. Outside Bryant, and it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here is Bryant. Wants to get it to Brown and does. Clarkson with the ball. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily.
Kobe certainly.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, Kobe Bryant. He put his team on his back and carried them as we've seen him do before. But it never. And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille.
Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. The Pelicans hoping for a happy ending to close out their homestand before hitting the road. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Atlanta. Home court advantage played a part in last year's season series. Each team took their home game in a 1-1 split. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the court for Atlanta, Teague and Korver are the guards. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. And it's Cephalosha in at the small forward position. Three-pointer that didn't go. Clock is at 3. Teague drives in. And off target as he starts the game 0 for 1.
And boy, how good was Chris Middleton last season? I mean, always a deep shooter who could stretch the floor. He hits the weight room in the offseason and became a much stronger defender. Now, he's one of the more promising 3-and-D guys in the league.
Outside Holiday. Davis kicks to Gordon. Got a piece of it, but he gets it back. Holiday dishes to Middleton. Back to Holiday. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. There's 1:47 left here in the first quarter. Korver, good.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
And Holiday kicks to Drummond. 9 feet out, and good on the basket. Book it. 1:25 left to play in the first quarter.
And last season, the Pelicans made it into the playoffs. I mean, could have had an easier road to get there if they were stronger against the Eastern Conference.
Now here is Horford. It's Drummond with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Korver gets a wide open look. The quick look, no good that time. And the Pelicans were solid against the East, Clark, 16-14. But as Greg was just saying, a lot of games left on the table for him.
Well, they had the lowest win total against the East of any Western playoff team. Really, the Pelicans were lucky to get in, given how many games they gave away against the East.
Now here's Drummond. Davis, the pass to Middleton. Fires from deep. Another miss by Middleton. The Hawks have gotten only 1 of 6 shots to drop for them to start this game. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That's his first foul. Omer Asha, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Luke Babbitt comes in for Chris Middleton. And Atlanta will go for a different look here. Splitters checked in for Horford. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Cephalosha. Justin Holiday's checked in for Kyle Korver. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Teague.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
Out to the wing. And Holiday kicks to Babbitt to the inside. Pulls it from 20. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Babbitt's got his first bucket in this one. It's a tie game in New Orleans. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
I really thought that everything seemed to fall into place for them in that first quarter.
Very few mistakes, partner, and they have to be pleased with the way they've executed. You know, there was plenty to be happy about last year in Atlanta with the way the Hawks played. One sour note, though, was that the team was viewed as a potential buy for Seattle groups.
Holiday at the 1 with Gordon at the 2. Alexis Ajinça is out there with Omer Asha. And it's Babbitt in at the 3 spot. That's the Pelicans 5 as we get into the second quarter. Here's Gordon. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, last season, the Hawks not only had a great year on the floor as they were the top seed in the Eastern Conference, but they had a pretty good day at the bank, too. They sold for a nice price. Looks like the team is going to stay in Atlanta where it belongs.
Yeah, and that's great news for Atlanta. And they were rewarded with a terrific season. A group, including Grant Hill, purchased the Hawks, and obviously will keep that group in Atlanta for many years to come.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Al Horford, he's checked in for Splitter. Korver comes in for Hardaway, and it's Teague in for Justin Holiday. And yes, sir, that one drops.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
Gordon kicks to Asik, and stolen by Scott. Outside Teague. There's the pass to Korver. Scott with the screen on Gordon. Korver attacking. Nice work there coming off the screen.
They're doing much better now. I mean, in the first quarter, they converted less than 30% of their field goals. But they've bounced back nicely here.
Kyle Korver, a true laser. I mean, the most efficient catch-and-shoot jump shooter in the league, and maybe in league history. He tallied the second ever 50-50-90 season a year ago.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Middleton's checked in. Now, here's Ajinça. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. The fadeaway, that's good.
And sometimes you just can't get around your defender there. You got to hit him with that high top fade.
For Atlanta, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And Korver now in his 13th season in the NBA. Last season was his best ever, especially shooting.
Yeah, and he credits all of his improvement to the advanced off-season training regimen. Extremely dedicated. He moved his family to Santa Barbara to be closer to his trainer, and it's paid off.
And here's Middleton after Kyle Korver hitting the 3. 6 on the shot clock. Puts up the baby hook. That's good, and the Atlanta lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Usher.
That was a nice finish to an excellent possession.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
How about the athleticism on display defensively in that win?
Yeah, it was reflected in their shot block total, Greg. I mean, they were very disruptive, which I think is a combination of hustle and muscle.
Drummond's checked in for the Pelicans. Anthony Davis comes in for Omer Asher.
And guys, you got to love the front court for these Atlanta Hawks. I mean, Al Horford and Paul Millsap both give up a few inches in terms of height, but you won't find a more skilled and versatile front court in the NBA.
Well, speaking of the skill of the Atlanta front court, their offense predicated on ball movement and spacing and shooting. Unlike San Antonio, Horford and Millsap a perfect fit.
Really, those two enjoy playing together. Excellent chemistry between them because they're both mobile, agile, skilled big guys.
Now here's Davis. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Shots good by Middleton.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Schroeder kicks to Cephalosha. Here's Splitter. And it's rebounded by Drew Holiday.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Or the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Holiday. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. "20 seconds left now here in the second. There's Gordon with the 3. And again, New Orleans with the triple. Here's Schroeder. At the top of the key, Millsap. 1 second left. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Nice shot there without a second.
It's a tie game in New Orleans.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. A competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output from both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. Kenny, your thoughts, how the Pelicans are playing?
Well, you expect the home team to take care of business, and they have. They didn't play flawlessly, but they held their own. Now we get to see the true test in the second half.
And Shaq, what'd you see from Atlanta?
I like to see them create more points in the paint. The problem now is that defenses can sag in, take away angles for entry passes, quickly double. So you got to be creative.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Nice game. Great performance by Kyle Korver.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
On the court for Atlanta, Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Teague and Korver are the guards, and it's Cephalosha in at the 3, the small forward. Look at his contract, and Kyle Korver is a steal, Clark, at 4 years and $24 million.
Yeah, but he's a guy not only who can shoot it, clearly, but a good team defender as well. I think he's a really solid, complete player and a pro's pro in terms of the locker room.
Yeah, seems when he's on the floor, the Hawks a different team offensively.
No question.
He feeds it to Cephalosha, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Cephalosha's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Hawks. The Pelicans trail. Gordon with another miss.
And Korver, not the longest or the most athletic, but he's disciplined and also moves his feet well. So they talk about staying on a string defensively. He's always attentive and engaged.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Perkins is checked in, and the Hawks making a change here as well. Hardaway's checked in.
And Korver, a guy who'll set a hard screen, scrap for rebounds. He's come from a basketball family. You can sense, though, his love for the game. He wants to do the little things now that help you win, and that's one reason why he was an all-star a season ago.
Boy, nice tip in to salvage the points from the missed shot and made it work.
It did, yeah. And those second chance points, Clark, they do add up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they do. And, guys, that's the last line of your defense there. Everything else was good, but you have to finish it off with possession.
There's the feed to Teague. Back to Korver. Outside Teague. Teague kicks to Hardaway. Just 5 to shoot. Stolen by Middleton. And they're pushing it up. It's tipped. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession.
Looking now at the numbers for Davis. Great showing for him last season. He averaged 24 per clip, 10 rebounds, and almost 3 blocks. And for a reserve big man, not a big drop-off when he checks in the game.
Yeah, you know, you want your team to at least hold court when the reserves come in. Don't lose ground. He definitely keeps them solid up front.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Asik comes in for Perkins, and it's Luke Babbitt in for Chris Middleton. The Hawks leading by 6. Schroeder with the ball, and Holiday picks him up defensively. Hardaway dishes to Millsap.
They have a 2-for-1 situation if they go quick.
Yeah, I don't think they have to rush, though, Greg. Just need to find a good shot this time.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Babbitt kicks to Asik. Good. Asik's got his second basket of the game.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Schroeder, and it's off the back rim, no good.
Come on, New Orleans!
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Pelicans trail by 4. Anthony Davis is out there with Andre Drummond. Then it's Chris Middleton. Then it's Holiday. And it's Babbitt in at the 3 spot. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Puts up the baby hook. That is good. Drummond's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for the Pelicans. Schroeder kicks to Horford. Splitter sets a screen. Horford with it. He's picked up by Drummond. Stolen by Holiday. To tie it up. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Great move to get to the rim. I think they're going to take the aggressive approach down the stretch.
Kyle Korver, who's checked in for Dennis Schroeder. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. Atlanta's shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. T kicks to Splitter. Passes it to Korver. Right side Teague. Goes up the baseline, and that's good for 2. And the Hawks lead by 1.
Just a great battle these two teams are waging here today.
Boy, it sure is, and I'm getting the sense that this game could end up being decided by just 1 or 2 plays down the stretch.
And Splitter pulls it down. Here's Atlanta. They push it up 4 on 3. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Atlanta calls timeout. They're ahead by 1. 1:44 left in the game. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hi, guys. I had a chance to find out what Mike Budenholzer was discussing with his guys. He told his squad, listen, guys, it's close. It's about execution here. If we do that, I like our chances. No hero ball. Just trust each other and make the simple play. Kevin?
Holiday, the pass to Davis. Back to Holiday. He kicks it to Drummond. 6 to shoot. Here's Davis. The stupendous finish in traffic.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
You just cannot allow the offense to have that quality of a look each and every possession.
Gordon's checked in for the Pelicans. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Paul Millsap's checked in for Splitter. .116 left to play here in the 4th. Korver dishes to Teague. Takes it off the glass. Teague's got 4 points in the quarter.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
And Holiday kicks to Drummond. Can't connect from short range.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Horford sets a screen for Teague. He dishes it to Horford. Outside Teague. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Just 5 to shoot.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
And a tough break as his 2nd attempt at the line. No good.
Well, I mean, a semi-productive trip to the free throw line, but we'll see whether or not it costs him.
Holiday, the pass to Drummond. Gordon for 3. It's out of bounds. Last touch by Korver. Middleton for 3. Rebound by the Hawks. And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
And that makes it a 2-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. They're losing by 4. 20 seconds left in the 4th quarter. What's your take, guys?
And you know what? And they're going to draw up something where they can get a quick shot and then maybe a foul.
That's got to be the game plan here. I mean, free throws are really their only hope. Points with the clock stopped.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a three-point game.
Absolutely massive free throws. That'll force them into a three-point attempt.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're down by 3. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And you know what? You got a couple options here. You can take the 3 to tie it or get the quick 2 and then a foul.
And, you know, if it opens up for them inside, the quick 2 would be the way I would lean, Greg. But the foul has to come immediately after that.
Atlanta calls timeout. Five seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Teague. Count it!
And the lead goes right back. What a seesaw affair we've got going on.
This game's right there for the taking, but neither team can quite grab hold of it. Like a slippery bar of soap there. Somebody's got to take charge here.
Got it up in time. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot, no good. And so the big win by Atlanta in a tight game. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with...
Well, Paul, congrats.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move. Kyle Korver.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew.